Hey, welcome back. A few years ago, we had a fire. I take these rootstock that grow up from the ground around the bottom of my apple trees, and I put them in flower pots every year. And, then I graft on them, and you know what I'm talking about. I make edible apples out of the rootstocks. Anyways, this one here, poor fella, he's still in the melted pot. And I forgot about him. He stayed over there across the creek all last year. But he's in here. Right here. I'm going to transplant him today so I can get him in the ground this spring and give this poor guy a chance at a better life. So in the future, if you ever see me referring to Old Smoky, this'll be the tree I'm talking about. This raggedy little dead and dying apple tree. He's dying to grow. And I'm going to give him an opportunity to do that. So if you happen to just keep coming back here over and over again, wondering what's going on the Soggy Bottom Farm, here's one little story that you can relate all the way back to the day. Because I got to dig up some more of them today growing out of the bottom of a Granny Smith apple tree. All right. Keep in touch. Let me know what's going on, what I can do differently. See ya. Come back. This is what I mean by a rootstock. Little apple tree that grows up at the ground. Here's one. There's another one right here. This isn't growing out of the base of the tree. It's growing out of the ground from the roots that this tree has been grafted to the rootstock. And so I'm going to dig these fellas up and put them in these two pots. And then next year, they'll look just like that little dude right there. There's another one right there. And then there's another one right there. And then when they get to be about that size, I'll graft onto them. Like that. And we'll turn them into something else. That's a 2-in-1 tree I made there. And we'll add these guys to Old Smoky and keep on growing the orchard. Alrighty, come on back. I'm going to try and demonstrate this to you. Hey, looky there. That's a pretty sight right there. Little earthworm. Oh, there's another one. That's when you know you got the good stuff in your ground. You start digging around and you find a bunch of these guys, you're doing something right. You got to feed these things. I'm always stacking wood chips on these things every year. But you see, I'm digging down. You see there's a root on this thing. There's another little bitty tiny one right here. And then here's another one. It's got a root on him right there, and there's some roots down in there. But this thing has got its own root system in here. Let me get rid of this shadow. You know, you gotta be gentle about it. Oops, grabbed a root. And at some point, you can see that's a little tree. It's probably growing off the root of that other tree. The same thing is occurring with this guy. The goal, my goal, look at there, another worm. My goal is to get enough, what is that? A knob. Probably went to a lawnmower or something. Look at that. Plastic knob. Recycling. But you gotta, at some point, you gotta remove this thing. Try not to hurt it too bad, but that's all you really got to do. If you got these guys growing up, don't chop them off at the ground. Dig them up a little bit when they're dormant in the wintertime. It's middle of February, about 40 degrees. And put them in a pot. Then you can come back in here and you can bud graft them. Or, you know, get you a branch off your Granny Smith or Gala, whatever tree you're growing. And graft him on here. Make yourself something edible. Okay. I got to get my hands dirty. Got to put this phone away. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, you guys. Got them all in pots now. We got a regular tree here. Well, rootstock. Give him a little name here, a little tag. Then we got little Smoky in the raspberry pot. We got Tiny. I actually just pruned this little branch fella off of that guy's root. So he ended up having a root, and he ended up having a root. We'll see how that goes. I believe it'd be pretty successful. And then we got this guy. I got him sitting over here in the shade. If you leave him out in the sun, the pot gets really hot in the sun. Burns the roots. Anyways, I'll keep you posted. Once they start growing leaves and stuff, we'll plant them in the ground. Maybe not Tiny here. We might have to keep him until he gets a little bigger. I'm going to do it for this guy because it was a damn shame he had to sit in that melted pot for a year. But he's still alive. It'll make a tree. I'll keep you posted. Come on back, check him out. Alrighty, see ya. Your attention, let me show you one more thing. Me and Buddy were playing out there in the orchard last year in the fall. And he went running after a ball and he hit this plum tree. I didn't even realize what was happening. I gotta put my phone down. Hold on. But he broke this whole tree right off. There's no root or nothing. This happened about September or October. I stabbed him in this milk jug. But if you look here, it's February now, middle of February. I think I'm going to be able to take some of this tree and we're going to graft it. Hey, baby. We're going to graft it onto these plum tree roots that originated from that tree right there. This thing is growing out and popping up trees everywhere. Here's another one. So I'm going to dig all them out of the ground. And I'm going to graft sections of this tree this one that most people would have gave up on in this milk jug. We're going to graft some of this tree onto some of those, and we're going to save this tree. I know it's alive because these buds have been swelling. See? That don't snap off. That thing is still alive. I know it is. It's going to flower, but it has no roots. It's living off of the whatever's stored and what branches are remaining on it. It's managing to live. But there's something was going on at the bottom of this tree. I have no idea what in the world happened to that tree. But it's still alive. We're going to watch it grow in another form. We're going to save it. We're going to turn that one normally dead tree into 5 or 6 viable trees. I don't even know what species it was. It was in the parking lot. I got it for $2. It was laying on the ground. Alrighty, come on back. We'll throw all these little segments together and make one video out of it. See you soon. I'm going to let you see what's going on with the other one too. I am going to leave that one there. I don't have to transplant every one of them. When I stabbed them in the ground over here, I kind of hoped I could leave one anyway. Let's see what's going on under here. Like I said, this is nothing but a bunch of wood chips piled up. I guess they've been here 4 or 5 years. See if I can do this one-handed. Dang it. There you go. Now that was a pretty sizable branch. See that? And he's got that root. That's where I pruned him off. I might have nicked him with the shovel right there. But this tree's starting to come back to life. It's going to flower. There's some buds on it right there. But we're going to take this guy and I got to put him out in the front field. Got to attract some deer. Didn't cost me nothing. I need to attract some deer. Can't eat nothing but fruit. Got to get some meat in me too. Alrighty, see you guys later. Last segment to this video. Like I said, this is mainly for training me to edit these things. It's hard to make one continuous video. Anyways, I got them planted. They're out here in the front field, next to my pile of wood chips. Here's the big one. It's going to flower this soon, right there. But I made some tags. We'll check on them again later on in the summer. I'll show you them in blossom. And then, you know, as they continue to prosper. But they're in a hole now, so we'll give this guy a name. We'll call him Woody. I'm calling him Woody. And then the other one is over here about 8 feet away in the ground. This guy's a little more straggly. Once they start growing, I can prune them up and shape them a little bit. But we're going to call this guy Chip. Get it? Wood chip. All right. See you guys later.